What is spirit of the game?
It's knowing the rules and when they apply.
It's avoiding body contact wherever possible.
It's keeping a positive attitude and enjoying the sport.
It's being fair-minded, even when the game is on the line.
It's communicating respectfully with your opponent. We'll start at that end. Sure, we'll go on defense. Okay, awesome.
Okay, Alex, you won the toss. Tell me a little bit about the choice there.
There's a little bit of breeze at the moment, so we like to start coming downwind, just try and punch in a quick break if we can. We're starting on defense. That's my reckoning.
All right, good luck for the tournament and thank you for your time.
Thanks.
So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. The toss was won by Ellipsis, and we're going to be back with the game very, very shortly. Don't go anywhere. This is the first match from the 2021 Australian Ultimate Championships.
Ultimate is a non-contact team sport, with 7 aside on the field and played with a flying disc.
The field is 100 metres long, including 18-metre end zones, and is 37 metres wide.
A goal is scored by completing a pass in the end zone.
Ultimate is self-refereed.
Players are responsible for upholding the rules and for resolving fouls and violations themselves.
Each point starts with a pull.
Teams line up in opposing end zones, and the defensive team will throw to the offensive team to start play.
After every goal, teams swap ends.
The team that scored starts the next point on defense.
The disc is moved around the field by throwing it to teammates.
Once players have the disc, they set a pivot foot like netball or basketball and can't move from there.
Players have 10 seconds to throw the disc.
This is counted out loud by the closest defender.
An incomplete pass is a turnover, no matter who touched it last.
When a foul or violation call is made, players will discuss whether they agree on what happened.
If they agree, the call is uncontested and the fouled player retains possession.
If they don't agree, the call is contested and play resets to where the last completed pass was.
If a player anticipates a collision with another player, they can call pick to pause the play.
If the pause didn't affect the outcome of a throw, play resumes.
If it did affect the outcome, play resets to the last completed pass.
First to 15 goals wins the game.
If the game clock reaches 100 minutes, time cap is called and the score target is reduced to one more than the current winning score.
For example, if the score at time cap is 12-10, the new target score is 13.
You can't run the clock down. Teams have to score the last goal to win the game.
And welcome to round one, the Australian Ultimate Championships. I'm commentator Simon Talbot and I'm here with Laura Hutton.
Good morning. It is a beautiful morning here in Canberra today. Getting ready to watch Ellipsis from Melbourne versus GWS from Sydney.
And Ellipsis there we see on camera. Tell us a bit about who's the players we should look for.
On Ellipsis, you'll be hearing the names Phillips and Egan Griffiths a lot. They'll be handling the disc. They'll be moving around the disc. Look out for Gonzalez on the D-line. Really good defensive player. And Patterson, number 93, a bit of an up-and-comer.
And Ellipsis, obviously, the reigning defending champions 4 times in a row, going for their 5th on the trot. And up against them, GWS Blaze out of Greater Western Sydney. A couple of players to watch for them. Number 35, their captain, Betty Tan, quite experienced player, good leader of the team. Also, number 5, Rachel Cooney, who has been travelling up from Wollongong to train with this team every week. Number 29, Carolyn Tamas, second from the left there. Good distributor of the disc, usually sitting behind play, keeping things nice and calm. And Celine Tarr, also from southwestern Sydney. This is her first go at the Australian Ultimate Championship, so she's excited, ready to go.
Yeah, the GWS team, a little bit more of a development team than the very polished and professional Ellipsis. As the pool goes up.
And here we go, the first national championships in 2 years. We're excited.
Yes.
Fong to Ma.
Centering that disc, looking for movement downfield.
Over the top to Meehan. Looking long, not much on. Back to Ma. Ellipsis sitting a couple of handles back. Hollowbone. Della down the sideline. 5 metres from goal now. Beautiful forehand to find Olivia Carr, wide open.
Lovely. Clinical first point from Ellipsis there.
And the first goal of the first game this year to Ellipsis. And that's their first goal at a national championships in 2 years. So you can see the excitement among the team there. Everyone's missed being out there.
Yes, they have. Looking at that again. Great movement through the middle of the field, finding somebody in that kind of power position. A nice cut up the line.
And look at all the space Carr had. She just had that end zone all to herself.
Yeah.
So this time GWS will be starting from the left of screen. There's a very slight breeze that's just kicked up in the last 10 minutes, heading from left to right. How's that going to affect the game, do you think, Laura?
I think a side like Ellipsis won't be phased by this much wind. I think GWS, if they have some newer hands, might be a little bit more rattled by it, but it's nothing too serious yet, so both sides.
At this level of play, most teams will be comfortable throwing into that wind, as we see Eldred with the roller pull, trying to get a bit of distance. Tara G to start play for GWS. Sends the first... Bit of a rusty first pass, that one. Easy knockdown by Patterson for the first turnover.
Ellipsis quick transition to offense here, looking like they're going in a bit of a horizontal stack across the field.
Prentice to McDonald. Looking for another cutter, no one coming with her. Over to Patterson. Well, just happy to lose a bit of ground in order to open up space a bit.
Gesturing for somebody to come under.
Eldred back to Prentice. Holsters the long shot. Urges players to come towards her. Yu cuts across the field. Puts a warning throw up. That's drifted out of bounds as well. I think a couple of rusty skills early. I think it's just the nerves and excitement. We've seen a couple of unforced errors here already.
That is true. And that pass up the line there just caught that bit of wind we were talking about and just pushed it up that bit higher.
Faye Osmond played the junior ultimate here in Canberra.
Yep. A very tight 45-degree angle stack from GWS here.
G got the long shot on. Opts to go short instead to Pang. Sorry to Nguyen. They're all very tied in, not using the space much. G.
Really only playing on that third of the field.
And straight to Prentice. Prentice saw that coming a mile away and cut that off at the pass for an intercept. Wants to shoot.
Long shot.
Looking for Patterson. Can she run it down? Easy as you like. Alex Patterson with the second goal for Ellipsis, the first defensive break of the game. And so, what did you see there that we saw 2 turnovers there from GWS, ostensibly from just, I think, rushed throws, it felt like a little bit?
It felt like rushed throws, kind of that nervous excitement, wanting to get the disc moving. They had quite a tight stack. There wasn't a lot of options coming out of it.
Yeah. We'll just go down to the sideline quickly with Daniel Clinton. What have you seen?
It's almost like there was no gap for Ellipsis. They are back firing on all cylinders. And I want to go back to that first point, Simon. It's a little bit of nice symmetry there. Lucy Della threw the forehand to win the national title. And she's thrown the first goal here in 2021.
Joe, 2-0, scoreboard. And so Ellipsis with the pull again. This time throwing downwind. We see the first couple of spectators we've had in some time.
That's it. Nice pull going up.
That is going
from Meehan.
Deep. GWS will be starting close to their own end zone.
On their end zone line almost.
Appel. No mark yet, nothing to throw to. Great catch by Tan. Winds up, heads straight through the field to Patterson.
Waiting for people.
And sends it up, looking for Headich. Headich takes
Under
it
it.
comfortably. This is much better offense from GWS. Just get the disc moving early. Don't let the defense settle. And
that's it.
In short to Patterson. I don't think that was her target. Patterson said, fine, I'll just take it if it's right there. And GWS finally hit the scoreboard.
They do. Looking a little bit more settled, composed, looking off that first throw if it wasn't on, waiting for a good option.
And I think what they did there is they just got the disc moving. I think that the last couple of points we saw that they were held onto this for a long time, which definitely suits Ellipsis' defense. Like they just need to keep the disc there for 10 seconds or less than 10 seconds as it ends up being. But having that first throw unmarked just let them get going, as we see that grab there from Headich. And she had an option to sort of shoot at the end zone, but she hung on to it, looked up all her options, waited for everyone to pass by and get to the end zone.
That's it. Really calm and collected ultimate there from Headich.
She was definitely looking for, I think that was Shannon Pang up the back there.
Yep, but ended up in hands in the end zone.
Yep, scoring ugly, still scoring. All you need to do is complete the catch in the end zone. Doesn't matter what the catch or the pass looks like.
Very true. As we look at GWS winding up to pull the disc.
It's Rachel Cooney there with the pull. Ellipsis will start from about 50 out from their own goal, from goal. Egan Griffiths to McDonald. Patterson unguarded there in the middle. Finally gets it. She's got Chong looking long, but opts to holster it for an hour. Chong towards the disc now. Dishes out to McDonald. McDonald's got plenty of long cuts happening towards the end, so you can see on the left of screen there, but Ellipsis happy to take their time. Vino.
Nice amount of space there on that left side.
Egan Griffiths just getting easy resets. You'll just see that all game. She'll just be that anchor of the offense. O'Connor to Elliott. Ingrid's nice, easy backhand. Looking for Chong, and that's a great defensive block there. Bit of a collision from at the end there. Thea Osmond got the clean hit on it. Chong opting not to call the foul.
Yep, as we look at Osmond then picking it up.
So those last couple of steps, she got there just in time.
Yeah.
But slight collision there with Chong, but Chong was got the clean D, not too worried about it. So they'll start 64 from goal. Around pass to Tanis. Deep in the end zone now.
Bit slippery out on the field at the moment.
She's thrown it straight to Vino. And another quick intercept and turned into a quick goal from Ellipsis there to go up 3-1.
Really good heads-up defense from Ellipsis there, looking at the disc, not just their player, ready to make those intercepts.
Yep. So Ellipsis, as we said, they've never lost a game at this tournament.
That is true, but they did have a loss at the tour events, one at each tour event in 2020 before that got shut down. So it can be done. It's just whether anybody here today is up to doing it.
And we'll just see that relentless defensive pressure. They'll always play close to the disc, daring teams to throw over the top and try their luck that way. So we've seen they've got 2 clean intercepts now just on shorter throws. So they're always willing to give up the riskier throws in order to make the easy ones harder.
It's true.
Carol Lamar with the pull. Again, sending it deep within their own end zone. Tara G is going to feel that. Starting from in their own end zone. This is not a great place to start from, but
no.
A couple passes and they're out of there. Tan.
That is good.
She's got an option long, but
and she
sends it up anyway, but into the wind. That's always going to be tricky. Ma with the easy intercept.
And Ellipsis quickly moving it down that sideline.
And look at that, 3-pass offense. That's to Ruby Anderson.
Yep. Great job from the Daliwell on Ellipsis there for recognising and being ready for that 1-2 up the line.
Yeah, she was straight onto it, wasn't she?
Yeah.
That she saw Ma was... before Ma had even got 10 metres of the dish. He saw, yep, this is going to happen, and just instantly started the offensive cut straight away, and
Yep.
they were able to just move before GWS were even aware. So, Daniel, what have you seen?
Well, I had a quick chat to Jodie Palmer before the game, and she mentioned how she was feeling rusty. She was feeling a little bit underdone and not having had enough game time. And I just asked her then, I said, what about it? And she said, yeah, seems the fears were unfounded.
Jodie Palmer there from Ellipsis.
Yes.
So Coach Steve Wright there in the white shirt. This is his, I think, second season with the club. He previously coached them in 2018. Yep. Steve Wright, native to Tasmania.
The warning whistle has gone.
So teams have 75 seconds from when the previous goal is scored to send the pull-up. The second whistle, that's 60 seconds. Eldred.
With the pull.
Yeah, one of the stronger upwind throwers on the team. GWS with about 40 to goal.
Yep.
G to Appel. Not much happening. There's a zone defence here.
Yep.
O'Connor winds up, sends the long shot looking for Kristen Mortimer. Mortimer's got you to contend with, and Sally Yu cleans that up easily.
That's it.
Gets it moving quickly to Prentice.
Oh.
Eldred had to get low for that one, get her body behind it, couldn't get her hands underneath it. Appel to restart. 10 minutes from goal. Great cross-field throw.
Excellent vision there.
And Patterson there with another goal for GWS. That was an incredible throw. Just threaded the needle.
Appel really saw the space, and it was throw initiated. She put the disc out into space and made Patterson go get it.
You see Eldred having to get, that was such a tough catch.
Especially when the ground is wet and slippery. The disc is probably wet.
Look at this. Absolute laser of a backhand.
Yep. Straight through that gap.
So 4-2 the goal. Now, quick game. We've got 6 points completed already. We're just over 10 minutes on the game clock. And, of course, first to 15 goals wins.
Yep. And first to 8 will take half. One of the interesting things about Ultimate, there is no guaranteed half time.
No, and it goes by score, not by time. We call it half time just for the sake of tradition, but doesn't always follow the clock.
That's true. But I think the speed at which they're scoring points, we'll see a half time this game as GWS put the pull up. Not quite making the brick mark.
Cowley to start play for Ellipsis. Another zone defensive, not a zone defensive look, just covering the underspace GWS. Cowley to Meehan.
Yeah.
She's got a long shot on. Gonzalez and Anderson with Tanis and Heddich there. And Anderson with a great last second bid.
Yep. But just over the head, it's so hard to track those discs.
Tanis to start on the goal line. Looks immediately to that break side, the near side of the camera.
Again.
Finds Wong. Wong puts it up over looking for Catherine Yu, who can't run it down. So Palmer, again, will look to restart quickly. Cowley.
Yep.
Della. Finds Megan isolated in the middle. Quick 1-2 with Cowley to gain some more metres. Big flick up looking for Lucy Della. Can she run it down?
Yes,
Easy
she
as
can.
you like.
Ellipsis's strength is really that quick transition onto offense. There's no time wasted before GWS have really had a chance to get into defensive position. They're already moving the disc.
And it's quite cooperative offense from Ellipsis. What they try and do is pick their receivers to be in a straight one-on-one battle. So they'll pick who they think's got the better matchup, and the athleticism of this team usually means they'll quickly find that matchup. And everyone else will get out of the way. They'll clear wide. They'll head close to the sideline.
Yep.
You can see here that Meehan just won out on the underspace.
Yep.
And you see...
There we go. That really tight defensive pressure. Meehan moving through the middle, poaching that.
That was a great shot by O'Connor. Definitely got the distance and was on target, but just Sally Yu was ahead of it.
Yep, and then we can see that quick transition there.
And again, just finding those one-on-one matchups is what they like to do.
Yep.
Roller pull to get some distance. Appel to start play.
Lovely. Oh, lovely into the underspace there.
Mortimer. Out of the reach of Cooney there. Egan Griffiths, quick restart, McDonald.
Back to Egan Griffiths.
Nice little floaty over the top to McDonald's advantage. About 20 from goal now. Punches down the sideline to Chong. She's got eyes in the end zone, but instead looks back to reset, looking to go backwards, but Egan Griffiths losing a bit of yards there, but finds Eldred up the middle. Big looping backhand to Yu, catches it right at the front of the end zone.
That's it.
She puts the score to 5-2.
Ellipsis getting up again, taking another break point.
They're making light work, so the women's teams all will play 8 or 9 games this weekend over the 4 days. So they've just the 2 games today, I think, and they'll look to get them over pretty quickly if they can, just to save legs for later in the tournament.
That's true.
Of course, the 8 women's teams here play a full round robin. Everyone will play everyone. And the top 4 will move to semi-finals on Sunday afternoon, with the finals taking place on Monday, live on Kayo Freebies. Excited to be partnered with Kayo for the broadcast this year. The score's actually 6-2. We missed a goal there somewhere before on our counter, but we've got that up to date now.
Yep. First warning whistle has gone. Pull is coming up from Meehan. Ripping it downfield. Looks like it's drifting out.
And so that lands out of bounds on the full. Tara G calls for the brick, which means that GWS will get to start with the disc with a 20-metre advantage in the centre of the field.
It's a big advantage in a game like this.
What's happened here? They've got a split stack here, so they've got 3 on the camera. They're going to isolate probably one of those too far cutters, Sylvia Wong.
Don't.
Hadich is free at the back.
Hadich is going deep at the back. Looking for a long shot.
Osmond. Nice smooth lateral movement. Wong looking for Tan. Meehan goes early, but Tan can't reel it in.
Got a touch on it and just couldn't reel it in.
Ellipsis with a bit of a slower restart this time. Cowley with a bullet through the middle. Finds Carr, dishes back to Ma. Ma's looking long for Meehan, who's one out with Betty Tan.
Yep.
And Meehan reins it in.
Lovely put there from Carolyn Ma.
So we saw there from GWS, they really opened up the space in the middle of the field by putting their cutters on each side of the field. But Ellipsis were quick to recognise that. And what they did is they were switching their force. So Daniel, do you want to tell us a bit about what you saw there?
Yeah, I don't know if you picked it up, Simon, but Steve Wright, the coach of Ellipsis, was calling an audible on the sideline, calling Cowley back into the lane to poach and clog that offensive set from GWS.
Yeah, so what teams will do, the typical defensive strategy is a force. So what they'll do is the closest defender to the thrower will aim to cut off one half of the field, with everyone else downfield cutting off the other half. And yeah, as we noticed there, that they called the audible once they realised that GWS are looking to move laterally and switch the force to try and force them to throw back towards the camera. And that just caught the GWS defenders out of sync just a little bit.
Yep, the GWS offense, they're kind of struggling to regain their composure and transition out of that set play that we think they were going into.
Appel.
Look at this. A long shot going up there.
The wind just got lost there. It was in that really awkward spot where it's right above your head. You're not sure which way to turn. And
Yep, it's so hard when the disc comes straight over your head because you can't see it to the left or right. And as soon as you catch it, you've had to slow down too much.
Got tangled up in her own feet there and
Yeah.
drifted beyond her reach. Egan Griffiths to start offense from 64 metres to the end zone. Finds Sally Yu unguarded. To Vino.
Yep. Vino also unguarded there.
Chong. GWS finally locking on now. They're going to try and force them to throw back towards the top of screen. And Chong puts
Low
it. Oh, great
one.
layup by Nick Elliott.
But
Didn't
ground
hang on to
stripped,
it.
I think. Lost control of the disc. In contact with the ground. The disc goes up.
Great catch there by Patterson. 2 metres from goal. Her
Patterson.
teammates urging her to take her time.
Yep. Wisely decides to move the disc back away from the goal line.
Back to Mortimer. Appel.
Stack in the centre of the end zone there.
Oh, great little look. The defenders were caught unaware and over the top. And can't run it in, Mortimer. So that was Mortimer going just for that little elevated backhand over the top. They did well to find a way around that defence. The GWS players weren't paying a lot of attention to where the disc was.
Yeah.
So they were able to throw just on their blind side.
It's Egan Griffiths bringing the disc back up for Ellipsis.
GWS really trying to close them up to that top side of the field, but
Yep.
Ellipsis are finding ways through that defence just to find free attackers on this side. Egan Griffiths now. O'Connor.
Yep. Got a couple of deep options looking.
On Sally Yu, all on her own.
Chong going now, being looked off. Egan Griffiths with the disc again.
Patterson with her second goal of the game. GWS just getting caught out with some miscommunications there on defence. Not really locking in who's covering who.
Yeah, and with a team like Ellipsis, you really can't afford to have free players because they're very good at recognising that they're unmarked and they're very good at moving into space and becoming a threat.
Chantel, what have you seen down there?
We've just had a quick chat to Betty, their captain, on GWS, and she said that they're not too worried at the moment. They're expecting this game to go how it is so far. They did mention that they are having a very, very big development focus this season. So they're looking to learn as much as possible from this game, and they're having a great time out there.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, that takes us to half time. So once the team gets to 8 goals, we take a 5-minute break. And so we're going to take the opportunity to take a break ourselves. We'll be back with the second half soon.
What's important?
The Australian Ultimate Championships, Day 1, Round 1, Women's Division, with Ellipsis from Melbourne, with a commanding 8-2 lead over Greater Western Sydney Blaze. So Tanis to restart right from the sideline. Finds Cooney. Cooney, great backhand. Headage getting low to grab that. She's got Cutter on her own in the middle, but holsters the throw. Looking to reset to a parallel. Tanis finds Tanis towards that high side. Cooney having to go full stretch. GWS with a lot more confidence on their offense in this second half. Over the top, looking for O'Connor. Can't reel it in with Headage throwing herself to try and keep it alive, Laura.
Yeah, GWS definitely coming out with a bit of composure. Looks like that halftime chat was really good for them to kind of settle, remember their connections. Reaffirm why they're here. Now looking at Ellipsis with their horizontal stack.
Yeah, spreading their cutters across the field. Typically you'll see teams up and down the field. Sally Yu, plenty of space in that high side. GWS can't keep them pinned to a particular sideline. Ellipsis just have easy lateral movement. McDonald, Prentice gets it back. Mabel Eldred by herself in the middle, but ends up being covered. Up line shot to Prentice. Prentice winds it up. It keeps it short. I think a gust of wind might have discouraged her a little bit. Patterson wants to keep moving to his near side, but just takes the easy option to McDonald. Much tighter defense by the Blaze here. Prentice winds up the back end. That's a high shot. There's going to be a few bodies underneath this one. It's going to drift out the back, and McDonald can't reel it in. It was not the tidiest of throws, Laura.
Not the tidiest of throws, high into the wind as GWS pick up the disc. Very stationary downfield.
Tanis winds it up looking for Cooney, but Yu's going to reel that in. Oh. Opts to just knock it down to try and give him a bit of a break, and Cooney had to throw herself out. A bit of an awkward landing, but takes her time getting up.
Yeah, looks like she's right to continue on. No call there.
Yeah. Chloe McDonald about halfway up the field. Patterson with a nice upfield cut. Sends looking for Eldred, and Eldred reels it in.
Lovely.
For her first goal, and Ellipsis is 9th.
That last long pass there looking a little bit tidier maybe than the one that went up before. A little bit lower, didn't get caught on the wind quite as much.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to try and keep your throws low and flat. You'll see a lot of throwers here are proficient with using the angles of the disc to really put some shape on the throws, help guide it to exactly where they want it to go. But shaped throws like that are more susceptible to getting caught by the wind.
That is true.
It's the risk versus reward.
Yeah. The wind can be your greatest asset, and it can also tear your discs out of the sky. So Ellipsis definitely with the wider array of experience dealing with the wind. But some good throws from GWS there, definitely looking more composed than we saw them before.
Yeah. I think they just need to look just to string some sequences of passes together. That's what they were really missing from the first half. They couldn't sort of string more than half a dozen passes together.
Yeah.
I think they can just sort of link up a few. They'll gain yards. Osmond. Not many options on that near side, so has to move high. Sylvia Wong heads down the line. Great catch by Tan. Keeps her foot in bounds. Looks inboard, and she was looking for Celine Tarr there and put it just out of her reach.
Just out of the reach of two GWS hands there.
Della for Ellipsis now. Looks to reset to Palmer, can't find her, but finds Olivia Carr, who now finds Palmer. Palmer caught on the sideline, heads wide, and Tarr just got a fingertip to that. Not quite enough to knock it to the ground. And
Dhaliwal with the
Simar
score.
Dhaliwal read it off the fingertips well. She targeted enough on it to alter the flight a little bit, but
Yeah, but Dhaliwal had great positioning there behind the disc, was able to react really well to that touch.
Jodie Palmer is an incredibly powerful thrower. You need more than just fingertips to knock her throws out of the air.
You do.
So we see, they really gathered towards the close sideline to really open up that space on that high side. So,
And they have the power to get that disc over to that high side of the field as well. They don't need to swing it around.
we're getting a look at that throw from Palmer. Just that wide backhand, just slowed it down enough for Dhaliwal. And Daniel, you've been over talking to the Ellipsis sideline.
I did. I managed to get over there and I had a chat to the World Games Athlete of the Month, Kat Phillips, who has been conspicuously absent from this game. Turns out she has a knee injury. She hurt herself on Monday night. It's just giving it an extra day or so to rest. Doesn't seem like she's going to be required in this game. It is out of control out there at the moment. Ellipsis just looking red hot.
Yeah. Kat Phillips, fresh off her AFLW season with St Kilda. But will be kept in cotton wool for the time being as that pull drifts out of bounds, lands just behind their tent. I think it was a bit wild. So GWS will take the brick option, so they'll get the free 20 metres. So they only have 44 metres to goal from the centre of the field. They've gone with a horizontal stack too, Laura.
Yes, they have, but we can see that Ellipsis are quite tight and all of them standing just a little bit deep of their targeted player. Really trying to, I think, force that undershot, increase the number of throws to increase an error.
Yeah. She hasn't got many options coming towards her. We'll have to reset. O'Connor. Headage through the middle.
Plenty of space in the middle there.
Has a look upfield and finds Patterson to repel. Launches the big backhand over the top, looking for Tar. It can't quite rein it in. She
threw her hands.
Yeah, she was worried. She thought Elliott would have got it to her early, so I think she'd given up, thinking, Elliott's got this, but then was out of reach of Elliott, and at the last second she had to stick the mitts out, but couldn't control it.
And that's just something to be said for the defensive pressure. Even if the defence isn't getting a hand to it, their presence there is just intimidating enough to really force an error.
Yeah, it makes you second guess it. Prentice just checking the disc there. I think Tar might have stood on the disc on the way through, putting a hole in it, so they're going to switch it out for another disc. The disc's 175 gram Ultra Stars, a standard disc used in all Ultimate tournaments. They are quite firm around the edge, but very flimsy in the middle.
Yeah, and we can see here that Ellipsis have set up in that horizontal, but you can see how much distance the GWS players are giving them, much more than the Ellipsis players were giving them.
Great catch by Elliott, having to leave her feet. Egan Griffiths. She's got a long cutter on this near side. Doesn't go that way. I think they're waiting till they get to at least halfway down before they bother looking at the end zone. Ellipsis. Prentice. Egan Griffiths. Vino, who just covered about 100 metres with her up and back cut there. Gets the 1-2 to get to the middle. Looks high to Elliott. Elliott had headish on her tail. Runs it in, finds Patterson. Patterson's got 3 options. And Egan Griffiths said, get out of my way. That's my territory. You can see, once we get a look at that replay, you can see the 2 Ellipsis players who are in the end zone. They were going to cut towards the disc, but just put the brakes on and just let that space for that one teammate to come through.
Really good awareness there from the Ellipsis,
and
working together.
That would have been a team plan. They would have just said, right, the rule is if you're cutting upfield, that's your space, you have right of way.
And that great take there.
So watch this, Patterson had it towards the goal. You can see Egan Griffiths in the red hat there. You can see there we go. The 2 other players just stop in their tracks.
Allowing Egan Griffiths to have the space to safely collect that disc.
And a timeout called here by GWS just to grab a breath. Temperature starting to warm up a little bit. It was a coolish start to the morning, but the sun's out and I'm expecting it to mid to high 20s today. Great weather for Ultimate. Rare that we still get this kind of weather at the end of summer.
Yes, but The beautiful fields here at Canberra.
Yeah, but Dixon Playing Fields in Canberra's northern suburbs has played host to many national tournaments in the past.
Yes, including 2 years ago, the last Australian Ultimate Championships. Oh, that
was Division 2.
That was Division
yes,
2,
of course. Division 2, usually on a separate weekend, but that's taking place just up the road from here. So Canberra's been inundated with Ultimate players from around the country.
They have.
So we'll be expecting, hopefully that means there'll be a big crowd for the finals on Monday.
Yes, well, Division 2 does finish on Sunday, so some teams may head home. But hopefully those who have clubs with teams in both divisions will encourage their Division 2 teams to stay and come along.
And Ellipsis are one of those teams. They have a club out of Melbourne with teams in the women's and open division. The women's team being around for this is their 5th year now.
5th year.
And their men's team, it's their 3rd year. So,
yep, Ellipsis forming in 2016, contested the Australian Ultimate Championships and won, and
Very
haven't lost
comfortably.
since.
Yeah.
So reigning champions.
They started life as a mixed team originally. They went to the US Open, a major tournament in, I think that was 2015.
Yep.
And the only non-North American team to win a major tournament in America. So, the PAL. What are they doing defensively here, Laura?
Defensively, we're looking at a zone. So you've got one person on the mark and then 3 other people around the disc.
Yeah.
They have to be more than 3 metres away.
Yeah. There's plenty of lateral movement and not miscommunication there. I think they were, Tan and
Pushing.
you were just too polite there, going, no, yours, no, yours. But GWS were comfortable with lateral movement around that zone. There's, of course, a little bit less pressure on those lateral passes in the zone. McDonald to Patterson to Egan Griffiths. Nice bladey forehand looking for Eldred. And Tamas gets there, but Eldred takes it high for her 2nd goal.
Tamas providing that defensive pressure, but Eldred able to kind of buckle down, hold on, eyes on the disc, and pull it down.
And that's a typical play. Egan Griffiths, I love that move from her where she'll get that short upfield pass to a teammate and then just instantly swing out wide for the little dish back. And it gives her what we call power position. It means that they've got about a 2-second advantage on their defenders when they've got, it means they've got unguarded throws and they can throw whatever they want.
Yeah, and you see a lot of really strong, powerful throws coming out of that because there's no force like we were talking about before. So the thrower has the choice of throw.
An absolute precision throw there from Egan Griffiths. Just landed it in a, well, not quite on her teammate's lap. Her teammate had to go up early because she heard the footsteps from Carolyn Tamas there. But
yeah, but Eldred just pulling that one down.
12-2. Making very light work of this game. Ellipsis, of course, there's a 100-minute cap on games each round. But don't think we'll get there for this one.
Yeah, no, I think this will be a bit of a shorter game, which will suit Ellipsis.
Yeah.
I think having this kind of game to open up, as Jodie Palmer said, kind of shake the rust off, assure themselves of their skills.
Osmond steps back, leans back, sends it up. Looking for Nicole Wong there. Couldn't get a clean pair of hands on it.
No, and we see
Amanda Fung to restart offense. Man, it's got Hollowbone all the way in the middle and Gonzalez just behind her. A lot of crisscross cuts going there, but she finds Fong with some space. Fong puts a long shot up. Anderson had to come in short, but there's going to be a foul call here, I think. No, no call. Right.
No call?
There was, Anderson did clip feet with Tar, but happy to leave it go. And they've shot long looking for Wong again. This time
leaving her feet.
This time she's getting the hands to it, but just can't quite clasp it in time. Yeah, and had Gonzalez on her heels there.
Yeah, again, that pressure. And also that disc was a stretch. Leaving her feet.
Yeah, trying to coordinate your balance, land safely, while also reeling in the catch is a difficult task. Della gets the big gainer from me and looks in the middle to Anderson. Anderson happy to sit on the disc. Of course, the players have
Yep.
10 seconds. With this big, wide, looping backhand to Hollowbone. He's back at Nationals after a long absence. Anderson to Della. Meehan. That's a long shot at the end zone. Just taking their time. I think they're looking to really maintain their discipline on offense. She puts the big high release. That was having to get bodies underneath it. And Palmer comes down with it. That was a very high stall count option, I think.
Yeah.
So we mentioned before they've got 10 seconds to throw that. How do they measure that?
So the defender is the one who's going to come up and who's going to start the count. Technically, a thrower has as long as they like if there is no defender counting the stall count for them. But a lot of teams, a lot of players will kind of measure their options by the stall count number they're on. First 4 counts, usually looking upfield. The next 3 or 4 counts, looking for a dump or somebody kind of lateral or behind. And then once you get to stall 8, stall 9, you're looking for a... Yep.
Cool. And Chantel, what have you seen down there on the sideline?
I was having a quick chat to some knowledgeable spectators on the other side of the field who have made a great comment that GWS are very confident with their flick hucks, but Alicia Henley seems to be the only one who's stretching the field with their backhands, so it'll be very interesting to see the split of how that works.
Yeah. And they're really only shooting from left to right, just following with the wind. We haven't seen many clean long throws by either team really going upfield. Handley now with the disc to Tan. Back to Tan, the captain. Wants to get it inboard, but happy to go lateral for now. There's movement's dried up a bit from the cutters. They're a little bit deeper, the throwers at the moment. Tan right on the sideline. About 40 from goal. Big wide backhand to Appel. O'Connor couldn't have a safe bid on that, so just let Appel take it.
That is part of spirit of the game.
High stall count again, has to throw to Tan. Tan was in great position there. Upfield to Patterson. And goes for the hammer shot. Who's she looking for? Looking for Sylvia Wong there, but Alex Patterson there said, nope, not today. That was an interesting choice of throw.
Interesting choice of throw into the wind.
Yeah.
But the wind, not constant. Little gusts of wind, so maybe...
Tracy Chong having to leave her feet for that one, just out of her reach. So GWS will get a rare second chance.
Yep, GWS taking their time getting to the disc, giving themselves a chance to set up downfield.
They've got three handlers back and 4 cutters upfield, all arranged towards the middle of the field. Handley to Cooney, quick dish off to Appel. Appel wide to Tan. Sylvia Wong, quick dish to Appel. Appel looking up the line to Handley, who's
one of those
gone deep and a bit too complacent there, I think. She just was, jogged this one in, but
that was such a lovely forehand put up the line. Lovely flat disc.
Yeah, they've had a couple of down chances in the end zone now, GWS. They'll be going to regret them a bit later on, you think. Patterson to O'Connor. Keeps it moving, Jess Parks. Vino almost unguarded. Back in board, and Parks gets a fingertip on it, but Patterson there to clean up. Tracy Chong out wide now to McDonald. McDonald sends the backhand inboard, and Appel. Appel was right there, and instead, Miriam Vino with the clean grab, dead center of the end zone.
Yeah, Appel hand outstretched, just couldn't get to it.
I was convinced she was going to get that. She read that out of McDonald's hand beautifully and said, yep, this is easy. I'm going to run this one down, but did everything right except the last bit. I think that's been a bit of a theme for GWS, especially this half. Everything's looked really good right up until that last second.
And what I'm noticing as well is that GWS are tending to stick to one side of the field. Ellipsis very comfortable moving the disc across the whole width of the field, but GWS kind of getting caught on that side that Ellipsis are forcing them to, which is causing a lot more kind of down the line lower percentage throws. Lower percentage throws are just those throws that have a lower chance of being caught.
Yeah. So Ellipsis on defence now. GWS taking their time to decide their offensive set. That's a 60-second whistle. Ball has to go up within... Of course, the offensive team have to have their hand up on their second whistle, and the defensive team have to have thrown before the third. Run through defense by me, and read that straight out of the hand, Cowley.
Yeah, not afraid to leave a player.
That's a great shot looking inboard, but Carolyn Marr just went a bit too late for that one. It was a good look.
Yep.
And I think with the margin like this, they can afford to sort of really push those options a bit.
Yeah, look for the open space, throw to it.
Osmond wide to O'Connor. O'Connor just unleashes, looking for Headich, and Headich is stumbled a bit and read it going one way, then the other. I think there was a little tangle of feet there. Collarbone just saying sorry about that one.
Yep.
But the disc drifted out of bounds in the end.
Yep.
And so
no call made, and Ellipsis will bring this disc in.
About 60 metres from goal.
Yep.
So Carolyn Marr to start within the sideline and straight inboard to Hollowbone. She's got Anderson in the middle. Decides to look for the reset instead. Just wants to put this one on. I'm sure she's sick of the lateral movement. But Meehan and Cowley more content just to be patient and clinical. Dhaliwal. Hollowbone has just dominated offense this point. Marr, now she's got the shot, looking up line to Anderson. And Anderson milks a few extra metres out of that one just to make sure she's in goal.
That's it, but what a put from Carolyn Marr.
And that's it. That's 15-2. Game over in very, very quick time.
Very quick time, but with a team with the experience of Ellipsis and the professionalism of Ellipsis, they're really on show. GWS developmental side held their own, scored a few points, did get a couple of turnovers.
And I think the big takeaway for them is the fact that they did get those chances. They know they can get it to the end zone. It's just those last couple, and they've got a couple of players who'll be coming back for them tomorrow, who are a bit more experienced players. So we should expect some better results from them as the weekend progresses. But Ellipsis, first round winners, 15-2. And so we're going to take a short break, and we'll be back shortly with Daniel Clinton and Chantel Jones.